Hello everyone. In this video I am going to explain about Gen AI. I will be giving more focus on this project. You can clearly see in the screen. The project name is AI debate bot, and I will be making this project step by step in this video. So this project is about AI debate bot. That means you can see here you have to provide one topic here. Right now the topic is Gen AI is important topic for student, and what bot does is it will generate the response. That means there are two bot actually. So one bot give the positive response of the topic that you have provided, and another bot will contradict the response from the first one. That means you can clearly see here the topic is Gen AI is important topic for student. So first one will say like yes, Gen AI is a very important topic for student, this and that. But second bot will contradict the response. That means it will say like Gen AI is not important topic, other thing is important, so something like that. That means two bot will argue with each other, and you can clearly see there is one slider. That means how many round you want. Right now the value is selected 2. That means there are two round. That means the bot will argue 2 times. You can change this value, so you can change from 1 to 5, and also you can vote the bot. That means which do you like? You like this one or this one? You like positive response or negative response? You can vote from here. Suppose if I vote pro, then it will display you voted pro. And also another thing, you can download debate. It will download in text file. So if I click here, you can clearly see I can download the debate in the text file. Okay, so this is the project that I will be making in this video. That means I will be making this AI debate bot. You have to provide any topic. Suppose if I give another example, right now if I give example of sport, if I give example of IPL, the IPL is going right now. Suppose if I give here CSK is the best IPL team, then what this bot will do is it will say like yes, CSK is very important team, they have won 5 title. This will give positive response of the topic, but this bot will give negative response like no, CSK is not great team, Mumbai Indian is better team than CSK, they have also won 5 titles, something like that. That means it will contradict the response from the first one. So this is the project, and before starting this project I have prepared a small presentation for you. So this is the presentation. I will be going into the slide one by one, so let's get started. Okay, so these all are the content that I will be discussing. And first one is, what is Gen AI? Gen AI is generative AI, and it refers to artificial intelligence system that can create new content such as text, images, music, or code, and it can resemble human created content. So with Gen AI, you can generate content like text, images, code, or some song, and it generates, not just analyzes. That means it can generate content of its own. You can clearly see this, the name is Gen AI, that is generative AI. It can create its content by its own. It doesn't give the same content, but it can generate the content, so the name is generative AI. And how does it work? It is based on 3 technologies like machine learning, especially deep learning, neural networks like transformers, LLM models, large language models like GPT. And in the project that we will be making in this video, we will be using LLM model by OpenAI, and we will be making AI debate bot project. And this generative AI learns patterns from used datasets and uses probability to create a new meaningful outputs. And in this video we will not be using any dataset, we will be using prepared model. But you have to know that generative AI works on these 3 technologies: machine learning, neural network, and LLM models. Next, examples of generative AI in action. You can use generative AI to generate text, and you might have already used ChatGPT. It writes emails, stories. You can ask questions and it will give answer. So you have already used this ChatGPT, I believe. And another example is images. You can use Dali, Mid Journey, and it generates art from text prompts. And another is music, like a jukebox by OpenAI, and it can make songs in different styles. And to generate code also, like you can use a GitHub Copilot, and it helps to generate code automatically. So these all are the examples of generative AI. And the next one is real world applications. Generative AI is used in education purpose, like homework help. You can ask question and it will give answer. Lesson planning, business like report generation, chatbots, email replies. And another one is entertainment purpose, like game design, script writing, and also in healthcare, like drug discovery, medical imaging analysis. Next, what are the benefits of generative AI? It saves time and effort, it boosts creativity and productivity, it handles repetitive tasks, and it enhances user experience. You have your own creativity, and generative AI boosts your creativity more, and it saves your time. So this is very important. Generative AI is very beneficial if you use properly. Next one is challenges and risks. First one is misinformation, like fake news, deep fakes. Like you might have seen somewhere that some celebrity have done something, but that is not true. The content can be made by AI, so this is the risk that a generative AI might have. And another one is privacy concerns, job displacement, and bias in gender content, like the things that you can say to male you can't say that to female, so that means you can differentiate the content, but generative AI doesn't differentiate the generated content, so this bias is another risk. And another is the future of Gen AI. Gen AI is smarter, more human like interactions. It can integrate into daily tools like browsers, docs, and the democratization of creativity. That means the future of Gen AI is very high. And you can see here, I have found this line from somewhere. And what it says is, AI won't replace humans, but humans using AI will replace those who don't. That means right now I am recording this generative AI video. You are watching this video. That means we know something about AI. That means nobody can replace us, but the person who are not using AI, we will be replacing those person. So this line may be true or may not be true, but uh, it says that the future of generative AI is very high. So this is the final slide. So generative AI is very powerful tool, and it's up to us how we use it. If we use it properly, generative AI is very beneficial, and we have to use it responsibly, creatively, and wisely. Okay, this is the small presentation of Gen AI. I will be giving more time to the project that I will be making in this video. So are you ready? Okay, let's jump into the project. First of all, you have to search for OpenAI, and you have to click on this OpenAI. From here, what I can do is I can get the API key from this site, so I can log in or I can sign up from here. I can click on API platform. If you don't have account, you have to sign up first, but I have already created account here, so I can directly click on continue with Google. Okay, so this is the dashboard platform.openai.com, and from here I can get keys. So what I can do is I can search here API keys. Okay, and here you have to create your own key, as I have already created one key named AI debate bot, so I'll be using this key. But you have to create your own key, and what you have to do is you have to copy this key and you have to paste this key in your project. So what I can do is, let me first make one project here, new folder, then AI debate bot. Okay, so here I will be opening VS Code. I will be using VS Code to write the code, and here I will be making one environment file, so .env, and I can write OpenAI API key, and I have to paste that key here. So this is the key, and I can paste it here. Okay, so this is the key. So this environment file will be private. I can make another file .env.example, and here I can put the key name, Control C and Control V. So when you upload this code in suppose GitHub, then you don't need to track this .env file. So for that you can create .gitignore, and here you can write .env. That means the GitHub will not track this env file, but you can provide .env.example file. That means if other person is looking at your project, then they can see what the environment file contains. That means the environment file contains OpenAI API key. Okay, and next one is I can create main app.py file, and here first of all what I have to do is I can create virtual environment pip install virtual env, and this virtual env means that if I download some package or library, the library will be specific to this environment, so I will be using virtual environment. And to create virtual environment I can write virtual env, this one, and space and my virtual environment name, suppose venv. Okay, you can clearly see venv is created. Now I can clear this, and what I can do is I have to activate my environment, and to activate my environment I can write venv scripts activate, and this command is for Windows, but if you are in Linux or Mac you can write source venv bin activate. So for Linux or Mac you have to write this command, but I am in Windows right now, so I have to write venv scripts activate. See, I'm inside virtual environment. Now here I have to install packages. I have to install first OpenAI, pip install OpenAI, and to make UI I can use Streamlit. So Streamlit is used for making UI, and another is python.env get environment variables. Okay, I can press enter. It will take some time, so be patient. Okay, now I can clear this, and now what I can do is I can write pip is sign and requirements.txt. If I press enter, you can clearly see the requirements.txt file is created, and you can see here I have installed the three packages: OpenAI, Streamlit, and python.env. There are three packages are here. You can see python.env, you can see OpenAI, and also last one is Streamlit, and all the other packages are dependency to this package. So it is very good practice to put all the requirement in this requirements.txt file. Now what I can do is I can go to OpenAI, and very quickly I'm going to write the code. So first of all I have to write import OS, and another one is import OpenAI, and it is not loading this package. What I can do is I can select the interpreter, and I can enter, I can go to venv scripts, and here I can choose python.exe, select interpreter, and boom, now it is locating to this venv, and I have already downloaded OpenAI. Next I have to import Streamlit is st, and also load environment variable I can write from .env import load.env. Okay, you can write comment here, load environment variable. I have to write load.env, I have to call this, and after this I can get my OpenAI key. OpenAI, I can write OpenAI dot API key equals os dot get env and my environment file name is open API key. Okay, so I have set my API key, and I have already added my open API key in the environment file. So in this way I can get that key, and now I can write st, that means streamlit dot set page config. I have to provide title here, so my page title will be, I can write page title, and my page title is AI debate bot, and I can also pass my page icon. So in this project, if you see here, so this is the title AI debate bot, and this is the icon, page icon. So here I have already passed page title AI debate bot, and for page icon I have to pass this icon, and you will get this icon from the code that I have provided. You can see the code link in the video description. Okay, we have set page title and page icon. Now I have to give title and description. Let me write comment here, title and description. I can write st.title, and our title is AI debate bot, and I can write description st.write. I can write enter a topic below and let to AI bots argue it out. Okay, so enter topic below and let two AI bots argue it out. So this is the description, and now I have to create function to generate argument. I can write here generate argument. I'll be making one function def generate argument, and here I'll be passing role, that means pro or con, means positive response or negative response, the role, and topic, and also I need previous response. Here I have to create one variable prompt, and here what I can write is, so what this prompt means, suppose if I go to ChatGPT, I can ask any question here, tell me about Gen AI. This is the prompt. If I click enter, then it will give me response, right? So this is the prompt that I will be giving to the model. So here I'll be writing that prompt, means this is the question that I'll be passing this to my model. Okay, so this is the prompt. That means you are a skilled debater on the pro or con side of the topic. Suppose if I pass role equals pro, then the prompt will be you are a skilled debater on the pro side of the topic, and if I pass role equals con, the prompt will be you are a skilled debater on the con side of the topic. That means pro means positive response, con means negative response, and also I am providing previous response so that it can create good content looking into the previous response. So your opponent said this, and you have to reply with strong, persuasive, and respectful argument. That means I will be passing this text to my model, and it will generate the response. So this is the prompt. I can write response equals, I'll be using OpenAI model, so I have to write OpenAI dot stat dot completions dot create, and here I have to pass model, and there are many models. I have to use the free version of model, so I have to write GPT 4o mini. I have to use this model, and from here if I search for models, I can go to dashboard OpenAI platform, and here if I click on this pricing, you can see there are different models, GPT 4.1, GPT 4.1 mini. So there are different models, and all of them are not free, so you can choose model from here. And also another, I have to pass the messages. Here I have to pass a role, is user, and in the content I have to pass that prompt, and I have already defined prompt here. So I'll be passing this prompt to my model, and it will give me the response. It will give me the positive response if role is pro, and it will give me the negative response if role is con. And to get the exact response, I have to return response dot choices in zeroth index dot message dot content, and I have to remove trailing or leading spaces, so I have to pass here strip. Okay, this will generate argument or this will generate response. So this is one function, and also I have to make another function, def generate debate. I will be calling this generate argument function from here in this function. So here I have to pass topic and the number of rounds. Suppose previous response is none. Here I have to use for loop for I in range. I have to pass here rounds, the number of rounds we have. And here now I have to use this extremely to make UI. I can write here st.markdown. I can pass round. If I is 0, the round will be 1. If I is 1, the round will be 2. So this is the text I will be displaying in the screen. So this will display a number of round. And now for pro, I can write pro equals. I have to call this function generate argument. So the role is, I have to pass role here. So this is for pro. I have to pass pro, and I have to pass topic in previous response. If previous response is none, then your opponent said nothing, and it will go to the response model, and it will generate the new content without previous message. And also I can write here st.markdown. I can write f pro. So to display the pro content, I can write st.markdown, and now I can write here previous equals pro. So the response will be stored in this pro variable. That means I have called this generate argument function. It will return the response. The response will be stored in pro, and this pro will be previous in the next round. And now here I can pass con equals for con side. For con side, I can again call the generate argument function. So the role will be con, and I have to provide topic, and the previous response will be the response generated for this pro. I can write here previous. I can copy these two lines. I can paste it here, and I have to write here con, and the previous response will be the response generated for this con. So I have to write prev equals con. Okay, so this is completed. So once again, so this is the title for our page, and it will generate argument for the pro and con side, and I have called this generate argument for both side, pro and con side. And now I have to call this function. So I have to make one main function. So here I have to get user input. So topic equals, I can write st.text input, and here I have to write debate topic. Gen AI is important topic for student. This is the default topic that I have provided here. You can change this topic in the UI. And now for rounds, I can use st.slider, because to select a round I will be using slider. So I have to write st.slider. Okay, so the title is number of debate rounds, and the minimum value is 1, the maximum value is 5, and the default value selected is 2. So by default the round will be 2. Now I have to create one button, st.button. So if I click this button, then only the debate will be started. So I can write here if this button is clicked and if there are some topic, so I will be getting topic from the user input. Default is generative AI is important topic for student. So if I click button and if there are some topic, then I have to call this function generate debate, and it will take topic and rounds. So I have to pass here topic and rounds. Okay, so the code is completed. Now I have to call this main function. So I have to write if name equals main. By default convention I have to call this main function. So the code is very easy. First of all, I have generated the argument and I have generated debate for both pro and con side, and in the main function I will be taking user input for this topic and for this round, and there are some default value provided. So this is the default value for topic and this is the default value for rounds, and if I click the button start debate button, it will generate the debate. Okay, now I'm going to run this app so I can clear this screen, and I have to write here streamlit run, and my file name is app.py. Enter. Okay, see. Okay, so this is our project AI debate bot. I have provided description here, enter a topic below and let two AI bot argue it out. And this is the topic debate bot. Gen is important topic for a student. This is a default value, and for slider I have provided default value 2, and this is the button. Okay. Uh, Now if I provide some other topic, suppose if I write here open AI is completely free. Suppose if I provide this topic and if I click on start debate, I can change the round. Suppose if I click on 1, I can choose 1, and if I click on start debate, you see only one round will be generated. See, in the pro side, it will say yes, OpenAI is completely free, but in the con side, OpenAI is not completely free. It will give response like that. So if you see here, OpenAI is completely free in its mission to democratize access to artificial intelligence, empowering individuals and communities worldwide. And in the con side, while OpenAI's mission may prioritize accessibility, the reality is that significant costs are associated with providing advanced AI tools. So yeah, this will contradict the response from the pro side. We have used LLM model from OpenAI to generate this response from the bot, and this is working really fine. Now if you see here, when I click start debate button, the response is occurring at a time. That means this paragraph is opening at a time and this paragraph is opening another time. That means there is no any animation. If I click on start debate again, you see, or if I change the topic, Argentina is best country to visit. Suppose if I provide this topic and if I click on start debate, you can see here the text is generated at a time. There is no any animation. I want to add animation here. So for this, what I can do is I have to first import time. I can write here time, and I have to make one function to generate animation. Typewriter, and here I have to provide the text, and suppose the default value of delay will be suppose 0.05. Okay, so this is the typewriter, means I will be adding animation in the text. Now I have to initialize the placeholder. I can write placeholder equals str_empty. That means this is the empty value in this placeholder, and suppose full text equals this is empty. So this placeholder and full text both are empty initially. Now I have to use a loop in this text, so I can write for word in text dot split full text plus equals word, and also I have to add one space. That means I'm adding one word at a time to this full text, and also I'm adding the space. And in this placeholder, now I can write placeholder. I will be adding full text here. That means I will be adding one word at a time in this placeholder. I can write placeholder dot markdown full text, and I have to use sleep. I can pass this delay. That means for each word I have to sleep for 0.05 second. So there will be it will display some animation while generating the text. Finally, I can return full text. I can remove leading or trailing spaces. This is it. It means first of all I have initialized placeholder and full text. I will not be providing whole text at a time, but I will be providing one word at a time. So in this placeholder I will be providing one word at a time in the gap of this time 0.05 second. That means the animation will be displayed using this function. Now instead of directly writing this st.markdown, now I have to call this function typewriter. This is the function, and also for here instead of st.markdown I have to write typewriter. Okay, so this is it. With this function now there will be some animation in the text. Now if I go here and I can directly rerun from here. Again, Argentina is the best country to visit. If I click on start debate, now you can see here there is some animation. There is no any space, by the way. So if I see here there is no space, I have to provide space here. Control S, and again I have to click on rerun, start debate. Okay, see there is some animation, one word at a time. This is how we can add animation while generating text. Now there is no any style, there is no any CSS added, so I'll be now adding some style. So for this, what I can do is I can create one file, styles.css, and here I will be pasting some styles, and I will not be going into this style one by one because this is not a CSS course. But you can clearly see the style that I'm using here is not that complex. I'm using very simple styling, and you will get this style from the video description. I will be providing whole code. And now with this style that I have added here, style.css, I have to load this style in my app.py file. So here let me load my CSS below this. I will write here comment load CSS styling. I have to write with open styles.css as of. I have to write st.markdown. I have to open style tag. I have to close style tag, and between this I have to write f.read, and also I have to pass one another parameter unsafe HTML equals true. So this is how I can load my CSS file here. Okay, this is good. Now what I can do is in this typewriter I will be using different color for this pro and con side. So what I can do is I can pass here role also, role, and here if role equals pro, the background color will be this one. The alignment will be flex start, and the optor will be this one. Else, if the role is cone, I can copy this, Control C, Control V, and the background color will be 0. So for pro, the background color will be like green, and for cone, the background color will be like red. And alignment will be flex in, and optor will be this one. Now, what I have to do is I have to create one chart container. So this will be my container where I will be displaying all the text, and another will be chat bubble. So this chat container and chat bubble will be my HTML tag. I will be adding HTML tag later. Instead of just passing full text, I can format the text, and here I can pass chat container, and here I can pass chat bubble. And this chat container I have to pass HTML tag. Here I can write this HTML tag. So this is the container, class equals chat row, and I have already added style here. If you see here the style for chat row, and I have added style display flex, justify content, alignment. And if this is for pro, the alignment will be flex start, and if this is for con, the alignment will be flex end. So this is the container, and the in this bubble I have to pass area of here for text formatting. And for this chat bubble I have to write this code. So this is for author. You can see here class is author, and I have already provided styles for author. You can see here, and there are some division: class chat bubble, style background color, and the background color will be different for pro and con. Okay, so this is chat container and chat bubble, and I have provided container and bubble for this full text. And if it is pro, the container will be the alignment will be different, by the way. And for the chat bubble, the background color will be different, and also avatar will be different. You can see here the avatar is different for pro and con side. So this is just a dynamic styling or dynamic tag that I am using here for chat container and chat bubble, and when I display the output you will get this code, so you don't need to worry on this. Now what I can do extra is I have already provided HTML tag here, so here I have to write unsafe hello HTML equals true, because this is HTML tag, and to display the proper text I have to write here unsafe hello HTML equals true. Okay, so I believe the code is completed now. Now if I press Ctrl yes, and here I can press rerun, and now if I click on start debate, okay, typewriter missing one required position argument role. Okay, here I have passed a role in this typewriter, so what I have to do is I have to also update this typewriter. I have to pass pro, and also I have to pass a role is also pro, and here also I have to pass this con, and also role equals con. Now I can rerun here, and I can click on start debate. See, this is for pro side, the background color is green, and for con side the background color is red. So if you see here, this is the whole container, and this is the bubble, and in bubble there is avatar and there is text. This is what this code will do. So I have created chat container and chat bubble, and I have passed chat container and chat bubble here. You can clearly see I have opened div here, but the closing tag of div is here for both the chat container and chat bubble. So this is just the HTML tag. I am using HTML tag in different way, but this is pure HTML code, and I am passing this HTML code while generating the text in this full text. So you can see here, and the output is in your screen. So this is how we can add style in this text. Now what I can do is this, where is this text stored? Suppose if I interact with the UI, this text will be disappear. You can, if I click on suppose this slider, see the text is disappeared because I have not stored that text in anywhere, so the text is disappeared. That means if I interact with the UI, the text will be, the chat will be disappeared. So I have to preserve that text, and for that I have to handle the state. So now next will be state management. Below this typewriter, here I will be making another function, def initialize session state. I can write st dot session state dot set default behavior history, and the default value will be empty. So that means I'm trying to save the behavior history in this session, so I can get this behavior history later. So I can copy this and I will paste this for 4 times, because I will be saving behavior history, and also I will be saving one boolean value behavior started or not, and the default value will be false. And also I will be storing chat history, and the default value will be empty array. Okay, fine. And also I can also write UI interacted. That means if I have interacted to the UI or not, and the default value will be false. Okay, I will be adding these all four value to this session. I have initialized the session state. Now in this main function at the very start, I have to call that session state, means I have initialized their value. Initially everything will be the default value, and now when the text is generated or when the chat is generated, you can see here the pro text is generated here, the con text is generated here. I will be storing these pro and cons to this state. So what I can do is I can write here st.session state. In the chat history I will be appending this pro. I can write pro and pro. I'll be storing in tuple. You can clearly see I will be adding pro and this generated pro, and I'm storing this pro in chat history, as I have already initialized here chat history. And also for the con side, I'll be copying this, Control C, and here I can write con, and also this is for con. Okay, I'll be storing this pro and this code, the generated argument, in this session state, in this chat history variable. Okay, I have stored this pro and con to this chat history, but I have to also display this text. That means if the UI is interacted, I have to display this stored pro and stored con value. That means I will be creating one another function, maybe below here, def display chat history. I will be providing here chat placeholder, the placeholder like here. If you see here, the place, it is the empty placeholder. In the same way I will be passing chat placeholder here. And right now let me write here pass, and also I will be making another function. Also I have to reset debate if topic changes. and I will be providing topic here. So what this function do is it will reset the debate if I change the topic. So this will be the another function, and also I will be creating handle UI interaction. Also here I will be passing placeholder. Okay, what am I doing is this is my complete project. So I'll be explaining from here. If you see here, suppose let me refresh this page one more time, and for I will be selecting one round, and if I click on start debate, you see the debate will be started and it will go for one round. And if you see here, so this is the initial text that is generated, but when I interact with the UI, then this text will be disappear. So I have to display the chat section again. So if you see here, suppose if I click on this radio button, this round one will disappear. If I click pro, you see the rounder is disappear because I have not displayed that round title again, but I am displaying this chat section. That means I have to create this display chat history. Means if I interact with the UI, I have to display chat history again. Okay, and another one is I have to identify if I interact with the UI or not. So this function will handle that. And this function will, if I change the topic, suppose if I change the topic, then all the value will be initialized again. That means our chat history will be again empty, our debate started will be false, so this will reset debate if I change the topic. So these all three functions will be required, and I will be calling this function in this main. So what I can do is here I can call this function reset debate if topic changes, and I will be providing topic. So if I change the topic, then I'll be passing that topic to this function, and also handle UI interaction. I'll be calling handle UI interaction function, and here I can pass the round. I can call this function handle UI interaction, and this handle UI interaction take placeholder, and I am passing rounds placeholder. That means if I change the round, the handle UI interaction function will be called. The UI is interacted by two ways: if I change the round or if I select the radio button. Right now there is no any radio button, I have not implemented that, but I have implemented this round, so I am passing this round to this handle UI interaction function. Next, we have also defined this UI interacted boolean variable. What I can do is I can write here if st.session state.ui interacted, I can call this function display chat history. That means if I interact with the UI, I have to display this chat history again. So I can write here display chat history, and I have to create one placeholder here. So I can write here, first of all I have to write title here, UI interaction handling, chat placeholder st.empty. So this is the empty placeholder, and I will be explaining this placeholder concept later. This is very important concept in this project, so I will be explaining this later. But right now what you can do is this is the function that I will be calling for handling UI interaction, and this is the section for if I interact with the UI, I have to display the chat history, and this chat history will take chat placeholder. So I have to pass here chat placeholder. So right now what I have done is I have added three functions: display chat history, reset debate if topic changes, and handle UI interaction. And I have called this function from this main function, and here if I interact with the UI, I have to display chat again, and I have to call this function when I define this topic and rounds, because this function will take topic and rounds. First of all, I will be completing this function, then only it will be easy for me to explain the use of this function. So let me first complete this display chart history function. This is the code. You can see here there are chat row and opter. If you see here, there are also chat row and opter. So this container is the same. If you see here, and the styling will also be same. So I have written here flex start for this pro and flex int for this coincide. So the code is something similar and the optar is also same as before. This is how I can display the text once I interact with the UI. Next one is reset debate if topic changes. What I have to write is I have to check if the topic that I am passing here is equal to the last topic or not. Right now, in the initial attempt, the last topic will be nothing. That means it is undefined or it is empty. What it will do is it will initialize this value again. Debate started will be false. Debate history will be empty. Chat history will be empty. And the new title last topic will be the topic that I am passing from here, and the UI interactor will be false. This will reset all the all the value from the session state, and this one is newly added. Initially, the last topic will be empty. That means, suppose if I provide topic equals Gen AI is important, something like that, the topic will not be equal to the empty. That means that this will be executed and it will initialize all the value and it will add this topic to this last topic session state. And next time when I change the topic, then also it will reset the value. That means this function will reset all the value from the session state. Next one is handle UI interaction. That means if I click on slide or if I click on radio button, then this function will be executed. Here I can write here if placeholder means I'm passing rounds. You can clearly see here handle your interest. I'm passing rounds here. So suppose if I have value in this rounds, and I can pass here st.session state debate started if we have round and if the debate has started, and if the UI is interacted. If there is some value in this placeholder and if the debate has started and if UI is interacted, what I have to do is dot UI interacted equals to true. Okay, that means handle UI interaction. I am passing rounds here. So if there is some value in this placeholder and if the debate has started and if I have interacted with the UI, then I will be setting this UI interacted equals to true. That means the UI has interacted. And if the UI is interacted, if you see here, if the UI is interacted, I have to display the chat again. Okay, so this is the concept, and I will be replacing this code later, but right now this is okay. You can clearly see what we have done is this is the function for displaying chat history, this is the function for initializing session state, and here if the UI is interacted, we are just displaying the chat history. Now if I go to my screen for the first round, I can click on start debate. Okay, listed append takes exactly one argument, two given. Okay, where is append? Here. Oh, I have to pass this title and this value in tuple. So I have to write like this way. I have to pass this in tuple. Okay, and that means I am appending value like. So this is the first content. This will be the second tab. This will be the third tag. So I will be appending value in this tuple. Okay. Now I have to rerun again. Okay, now I can click on start debate. Okay, Now if I interact with the UI, this chat should not be disappeared. If I click here, okay, the chat has disappeared. That means there is some issue in our code. Okay, so here if the debate, if I click on this start debate function, and if there are topic, and also here I have to write one another condition, and if not, session state debate started. Okay, I have to add a condition also. That means if I click this start debate button, and if there are topic, and if the session, if the debate has not started, then only I have to generate the debate. So this is the condition that I have to add. And another one is here, if you see here in handle UI interaction, if there are some value in this placeholder, and if the debate has started, and if the UI interacted is false, I have to pass here not. Means if the UI has not interacted, then only we have to change this value to true. That means that now the UI has interacted. Okay, and here again, if I click on this start debate button, and if there are some topic, and initially if the debate has not started, then we have to generate the debate. And when we enter into this block, we have to write st.session state dot debate started. Now the debate has started, so we have to write here true. Now I believe the issue will be fixed. So if I go to my screen, I can click rerun, and then one round start debate. Okay, okay, now if I interact with the UI, see, uh, I can see the text, but it is displaying some annoying text here. This will be fixed later, but don't focus on this. If I refresh this page from here, and now if I go to, if I click on start debate again, okay, now if I click on this, if I interact with the UI, you see only this text will be displayed. I have clicked on a rerun from here, so that's why I'm getting multiple response, multiple same response. But and that is not the issue. We will fix that later. We will be refactoring our code later. So yeah, the issue is fixed. You can clearly see the round 1 title is missing here. If you want to display the round also, you have to write the code to display that round in the function that we have defined in here, display chat history. You have to write here round section also. Here if you see, you have to put this code in that display section also, display chat history section. But this is fine for now because I'm displaying chat history. So yeah, this is good. Now I'm able to store the session, and I'm able to display the chat history. Now next one is, as I have already mentioned, that there is one feature to vote the bot. That means there is vote section. So for that, what I can do is, suppose I'm going to make one function here, def show vote option, and I will be having a vote placeholder here, the parameter, and this will be radio button. I can write winner equals vote placeholder dot radio. I can pass who won the bot, pro or con, and also I have to pass here index equals none. That means I don't want to select default value, so I have to pass index equals none. And if winner, I have to show one success message. You voted either pro or con. So this is the new function to show the vote option. Now what I can do is, here in UI interaction handling, I can define vote placeholder, st.mpt, and I can write if est.session state, if the debate has started, I would like to show the board option. So board options, I have to pass this board placeholder. Okay, so I believe this is completed. Now you can see here this handle UI interaction I have passed for round only, but also when I select the radio button the UI is interacted. uh, this will fix the issue, by the way. Suppose if I run the code, let me rerun for only one time, start debate. Okay, now you can clearly see there is radio button who won the debate, pro or con. I can interact UI from this slider, or I can interact UI from this radio button. If I click on pro, you can clearly see I can see the chat from the chat history. So this is the chat from the step that I have managed. That means when I interact with the UI from this radio button or from slider, it is working fine because I am able to get the chat history. But here if you see, I am only handling UI interaction for this round. Means if I change the round, I am handling the UI interaction, not for both option. So this code is looking little bit messy, that means a little bit complex. So I would like to solve this handle UI interaction in different way. So for that what I can do is I can remove this function, and also I can remove this function from here. I will be going into much easy solution. What I can do is after this if section I can write here set.ui interacted equals true. Okay, this will solve the issue. So what this code will do is, in the first attempt when I run this code, I have topic, I have round. If I click on start debate button, the code will be, the chat will be generated. And initially, if you see here, when my execution goes to this line, it will execute this if block. If st.session state UI interacted, initially it is false, right? Because in this initialized session state UI interacted is false. Initially the UI interacted is false, means this code will not be displayed. But at the very end the UI interaction will be true. That means now if I interact with the UI from anywhere, from this, if I change slider, if I change the board option, if I click on board option, my UI interacted is already true. That means when I click on either board option, when I change the round, it will, as this value is true, it will go into this section, it will display my chat history. So this is the logic. You have to look into this code again, look by yourself to understand this code. This is very easy. Now if I start my debate again, okay, so this, it is generating two times. That means there is some issue. It is generating same content, it is displaying same content. Okay, so what I have missing here is I can put this code inside this block. Means if the debate has started, then only show the vote option, and only if the debate has started, then only I have to display the chat history, and only I have to take care of if the UI is interacted or not. Okay, now if I rerun this code again, I have to change this topic. If I didn't change this topic, it will not generate the content. I have to change the topic, or I have to refresh from here. Now if I click on start debate, see the chat is generated and there is some radio button. Now either I can interact from here or I can interact from here. The chat will be displayed again. So now if I click on pro, see the chat is displayed here, and I can see you voted pro. So this is the board section. Now I want to add one button here to download this text. Here I like to make one another function. show download button, and here you can see here the div text will be, I will be getting this div text from chat history. This is how I am appending my chat history to the text file. And so here I will be adding one button to download the div, and I will be passing this div text, and the file name is div.txt. So this is very easy. So this is how I can show the download button, and I can put my chat from the chat history session, and I am appending my chat history to this file. And in this main function I have to call that function. Here I can write div download button, show download button. Okay, I can press Ctrl yes, I can rerun from here, and you can clearly see there is download div text, and I can click here and I can click download, and here from here I can open the text file. See, the text file can be downloaded. Okay, this is all done. Now the only things remain is I would like to explain this placeholder. The use of placeholder is very high here, because if I change the position of this bareboard placeholder over this chat placeholder, then the content displaying the position will be different. Suppose let me cut from here, and if I paste here before this chat placeholder, if I rerun this code, you see this is displayed before the chat section. So the placeholder is very important. We have to give placeholder after where we want to show. If we want to show this after chat section, we have to define placeholder after this chat. Okay, so yeah, this is everything. Now I can refresh this code. I can generate, I can choose slider from here. Suppose I'll be changing this time to round to 3, and if I click on start debate, see the text is showing in animation. There is a green color in pro side and a red color in cone side, and as I have selected 3 round, it will go for 3. Okay, so round 2 is completed. Then now this is for round 3, and you can clearly see and the avatar is different for both pro and cone. And I'm using GPT-4o mini model. You can see here the model is GPT-4o mini. So I'm passing my prompt to this OpenAI GPT-4o mini model, and it is giving me the response. And you can clearly see the response is generated and displayed in the screen. And the UI is very simple. You can clearly see I'm using Streamlit to generate this UI. I'm using like st.title, st.description, st.slider, st. You can clearly see radio, st button to show the button. So it is very easy to generate the UI or to create the UI from the Streamlit. Okay, this is all about this project. So I have covered, I have prepared presentation for you to explain what the generative AI actually is, and this is the project that I have made. And this project, what this project do is, this project will take the topic and it will give the positive response and negative response, and there are some styling added. There are this section where you can vote the pro or con side, or you can download the debate. Okay, this is it. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe my channel IT Tech Team. I will meet you in the next video. Keep learning.